Als je een jaar geleden Nicole Carstens googelde, dan kwam je na enig zoeken op deze pagina uit. Als je nu, vandaag de dag, Nicole Carstens googelt, dan vind je op pagina 1 4 vermeldingen en op pagina 2 haar homepage nicolecarstens.com. Dat die site er moest komen was al jaren de overtuiging van het bestuur van de Stichting Nicole Art, maar ondanks vele inspirerende en culinaire bijeenkomsten, het in kaart brengen van een groot deel van het werk van Nicole en voorstellen voor inrichting van de website kwam het er op de een of andere manier niet van. Tot Marja Bloem op 2 oktober 2015 dit mailtje aan de projectgroep schreef. Het spreken van deze ferme woorden bracht het proces in een stroomversnelling. Paulette Mostert werd benaderd voor vorm en inhoud en Sonja Muda van Hamel voor het technische gedeelte van de site. Het duurde nog wel even voor de definitieve keuze voor beeld en tekst waren gemaakt en de Engelse tekst definitief werd goedgekeurd, maar hier is hij dan. www.nicolecarstens.com. Op de homepage een prachtige foto van Nicole in haar atelier, een overzicht van haar vroege werk de objecten en het fotografische werk. De biografie van Nicole met prachtige, ontroerende foto's. En een archief dat nog niet compleet is. Een dynamische website waaraan nog toegevoegd kan worden. Foto's van kunstwerken, maar ook bijdragen in de vorm van herinneringen, foto's en video's. Daar is er al één van binnengekomen. Van Lisa Bateman, met wie Nicole bevriend was in New York.
This is our studio building, 122 Washington Avenue. We were on the second floor. It looks to me like the whole place might have been renovated. Many nights were spent here. Some late nights, and sometimes we slept over if it was too late and we were working. So our entrance was down here. I remember walking down here many a morning. Nicole was also on the second floor with me. She was in the back, so you really can't see her windows from here. But this was one of our first studios in New York, and it was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful time for us. I first met Nicole in about 1987, 1988. I was working on an early Dutch abstract painting project with some curators, and I needed a translator. And my friend Peggy introduced me to Nicole. She was living in the Pratt neighborhood. I think she just finished her MFA at the time. And immediately after we did this work together, we became very good friends. And it was actually Nicole that got me my second studio in New York City, which was on Washington Avenue in Park, and Nicole was in that space as well. You'll see images here today, hopefully, of the old studio space, which we knew and loved very closely and dearly. It was on the second floor, very raw. There was no heat. Sometimes we had to put protection up for the winter wind and things like that, but we did a lot of work there, and there were about 8 of us that worked together in about 2,000 square feet. Nicole and I were a lot alike. We were both artists, struggling very hard to survive in New York City. I had about 3 jobs at one time. Nicole was doing translation work, But that's when she also started, I'd say about 1990, to work for KLM Airlines, and she was a real genius of economy, Nicole. She managed to work out her schedule with KLM so that she could have like a month or 6 weeks off just to be in the studio uninterrupted to make her work. So it's very interesting to see how we all figured out this survival mechanism in New York. And it was about this time, 1990-92, that Nicole's work was really taking off. She was doing these very wacky, humorous, and funny sculptures and installations in her studio, using nylon stockings and rubber latex gloves and tea bags and inflatable swimming pools. And she had this beautiful poetic way of looking at everything that was available around her in her environment and using it to make art. So it was a delight to see her quirky curiosity in the studio, and we shared, lots of moments together. I'm very glad that Nicole was on this planet with me, and I was here, and I think about her often, and I consider that she is still here. I'm so happy about this archive.
Zoals gezegd, het archief is nog niet compleet, dus heb je iets bij te dragen, aarzel dan niet en stuur die bijdrage in. Dat kan via info@nicolecarstens.com. Allemaal vooral de website de komende weken nog een keer bezoeken. Delen via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram en alle andere social media. Dan blijft www.nicolecarstens.com bovenaan page 1 op Google. Lang leven Nicole!